Prepping is kind of like the OG survival crafting game in real life. But what if you made that game into a game? Could it be any fun? Watch on and find out.
My name is Thoraxe, and this is Strategy for Busy People. If you've got a few minutes, I'll tell you what to play.
Departing from zombies for a moment, this week on Strategy for Busy People, we're looking at Mr. Prepper by Rejected Games. I put about 16 hours into making canned soup to tell you if it was any good. The game, not the soup. I don't particularly care for canned soup, personally, but anyway. Also, there are some game spoilers in this review, so you've been warned. Mr. Prepper had been on my list for a really long time, and I finally decided to take the plunge. The premise is kind of up my anarcho-capitalist, the sky is falling mentality. The government is crazy and is enforcing all kinds of madness on the people, and you want to escape. So you decide to build a rocket in your basement. I realize that this makes absolute, perfect, and total sense to you, so I won't go into that anymore. The game combines building, crafting, disassembling, some lightweight combat, and a cute story into a neat little package. You move your guy around, interacting with various things in your environment to progress the story. Since the government has eyes everywhere, you have to trade with your neighbors to get things that you need, and your neighbor's willingness to trade with you is directly impacted by their trust of you, which, unsurprisingly, is related to how much you've traded with them. I mean, no spook has ever secretly been a snitch in disguise, right? But anyway, back to the rocket. You can build rooms under your house to start making your bunker, and you can put different prepper things in there. You can craft grow lights, planters, and greenhouses to make your own food. You can build storage. You can even upgrade your crafting bench enough to be able to make a generator that can run on fuel, which you can get from refining oil that you can get from working in the mines. No, seriously, that's a thing in this game. Well, you put fuel into the mining machine in the mine and you can get oil out. And yes, I realize that sounds a bit circular, but refining the oil gives you more fuel per unit of oil than you spend to extract the oil. So trust me, this is fine. It's fine. Some of your neighbors that you trade with, you'll never meet. But other neighbors you will end up meeting in real life and interacting with. And they're all weird and wild and have strange stories. Each of these locations that you can go to has something special about it. The forest is a place where you can literally hunt and gather for food, but honestly, once I learned the skills to make canned soups and grow tomatoes and cucumbers, I pretty much didn't need to do anything in the forest anymore. The mine we already talked about. The junkyard is, well, it's just super weird, and we're not going to get into that right now. Anyway, there's this government agent who comes by your house weekly to check the place out and presumably give you demerits, like in APB back in the day. And I guess if you get too many demerits, which this game calls suspicion, it's like, game over, man. But also, I really don't see that as ever being a risk if you don't try to take your house apart and use it for supplies. You see, the agent checks for quote-unquote necessary items, and if you don't have enough of them, it raises suspicion. I had raided all of my cups to use their glass to make some lights to grow my crops, but I didn't have enough glasses to please the agent. So then I had to trade with a neighbor to get some glass to replace the glasses that I had disassembled to make the agent happy. Fortunately, you can learn how to make things by disassembling them, just like when you were a toddler, right? I don't know about you, but approximately 0 of the toys I ever disassembled as a small child ever got put back together. This one time, I had a very expensive G.I. Joe toy that I took apart, and let's just say that my parents were not pleased. But back to prepping. The lightweight survival aspect of the game is that you have both energy and stamina meters that you need to keep filled, as well as a preparedness meter. When either of your energy or stamina is below 50%, your preparedness meter starts to fall. And if your preparedness hits 0, you faint and start to lose time. I typically ended up fainting because I got into a combat situation and the creatures bottomed out my stamina, which then rapidly started bottoming out my preparedness. Fortunately, fainting from your battles with rats doesn't leave you actually dead, nor does it make you lose all of your inventory like in other survival crafting games, so it's really not that bad, but it is rather annoying. And now that I've talked about many of the mechanics, the basic game loop is that you keep wheeling, dealing, crafting, hiding, and exploring to collect supplies to build your rocket. And as you explore more of the story, you inevitably end up uncovering some super special component of the rocket that you wouldn't be able to progress without. In other words, you can't finish your rocket without doing the story with all the characters you meet. Although you might just be able to endlessly prep if you don't care about the rocket. Before I give my final verdict, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Agree with me, disagree with me, or want to see other content? Let me know in the comments below. Want to try this game yourself? Check out my humble affiliate link below. And if you want to support me in making more of these videos, become a patron on Patreon. Your support really makes a difference. The final verdict. This game kept me entertained for many hours with quite literally making cans of soup, mining for oil, and hitting bats with bats. And for the supremely low price that I paid for it, I really can't complain about the entertainment value. It did get a little grindy towards the end, and no, I didn't finish building my rocket ship, but that's okay. On my trademarked 3-point score scale of avoid, meh, and I forgot to eat, there was quite the stockpile of cucumber and tomato soup cans. No, that's cucumber soup and tomato soup as two different items. And honestly, I'm not sure how cucumber soup would keep you alive, but whatever, the game is good even if its nutritional requirements don't make any sense for sustaining life. But I guess you can eat canned cucumber soup in space, assuming your rocket will actually go to space and not go to Mexico or something?